But what I love is in Luke, I believe it was Luke, it was talking about a person that decided, well, I'm going to store up all my wealth in barns, and I'm just going to sit back and eat and drink and be merry and enjoy life. And Jesus, it was a story, and he said it was a story. There was a certain man who did this, and he was a fool. And then he says, at the end, let me see if I can find that, because it was a really good, I think it was like Luke 13. Let me see here. No, Luke 12:21. Well, let's start in verse 20. But God said to him, "You fool, you will die this very night, and then who will get everything you worked for? Yes, a person is a fool to store up earthly wealth, but not have rich relationship with God." There it is in the New Living Translation, the word relationship. And relationship is personal. And so I hope that this discussion makes you research on your own and dig around and solidify what you believe and what you believe about the Bible and what you believe about God, and to begin to study to show yourself approved and begin to dig around and find truth and reconcile God and His character and His actions, even when they seem contradictory, to understand that He sees all of history in one single blink of an eye, and we're just beings down here that we see only what is before us. And so it's kind of silly for the created to call the Creator something that He's not, and to say that He is wrong, and how could you even do that? We're the pot, He's the potter, and we would do well to remember that. And so I hope this causes you to not take just everything you hear, whether it's Rob Bell's teachings or a respected teacher in your life that you've listened to a long time, that you don't take things they say and place it above what the Word truly says. That you need to know what this Bible says, and you need to know that it is the very words of God in written format, that's God breathed, and as we receive them as such, they become spirit and life. You have to know that this is the authority that we stand on, not man's ideas, and that we shouldn't reduce this crazy book to nothing better than a fiction story or a fiction novel. That we need to believe that this is truth in written format, and that when we read this, we can understand God and we can understand Jesus Christ and not dismiss things that He says. Even this morning in my prayer time, I was reading this. Jesus shouted to the crowds, "If you trust me, you are trusting not only me, but also God who sent me. For when you see me, you're seeing the one who sent me. I have come as a light to shine in this dark world, so that all who put their trust in me will no longer remain in the dark. I will not judge those who hear me but don't obey me, because I came to save the world and not to judge it." So that's His first coming. He came to save the world. So He's saying, even those that hear me and don't obey me, I'm not going to judge you. But then He says, all those who reject me and my message, which I read His message, those who believe in me will be saved. Those who don't are condemned already. He says, but those who reject me and my message will be judged on the day of judgment by the truth I have spoken. I don't speak on my own authority. The Father who sent me has commanded me what to say and how to say it. And I know His commands lead to eternal life, so I say whatever the Father tells me to say. What is Jesus really saying? And it's up to you to discern that through prayerful study and reading of the Word. And so once I read the second chapter of Rob Bell's book and pray through it and gather scriptures in my notes, I will be making another series of videos. So God bless, and I pray that God reveals to you anything I said that is not accurate, as well as shows you the truth of His Word.